Stepsons, this has been a heavy snow winter this year, and I should have done this earlier in the season, but I thought I could at least show you some shoveling snow tips. So the type of shovel you use will have an impact on how you shovel. For starters, a lot of shovels have a metal edge on them to make them last longer. I prefer those that don't. One reason I don't like shovels with metal blades is because they rust on the floor. When you're ready to shovel snow, one of the first things you got to think about is where you're going to put it. This year we've had a ton of snow. Generally you want to get it away from the house or the foundation of the house, and you want to leave a place for you to put it if it snows again and it snows again. In addition to where you're going to put the snow, you've also got to think about how far you want to push the snow and try to minimize how far you're going to have to push it. So for me, that usually means starting down the middle of the driveway, and then I can push to either side equal distance, and it's not as far. Depending on how heavy the snow is, sometimes it's faster just to go back and forth the full length of the width. Then you can be more efficient when you're shoveling that way. In this case, you can see that the car drove on the snow last night and packed it down. At all below freezing, that's going to be a lot harder to get off. Ideally, you're going to want to shovel the snow before it's packed down, before anyone walks on it, before anyone drives on it especially. But you can't always do that, so you just have to deal with it. Right now, the temperature's hovering a little above freezing, which means these tire tracks are not as frozen solid as they would be otherwise. So that makes it easier to get underneath these. If the temperature were to drop and I was trying to shovel these, it'd be a lot harder. If you really want to know how to shovel snow, that's how you do it. Okay, stepsons, of all the snow shoveling tips I'm going to show you, pay most attention to this one. When I was a kid and I was out shoveling snow, and it was the light snow like this one, you just start going down the sidewalk, no problem, until you hit an expansion crack and the blade stops real quickly. One time I was shoveling, going a good clip, and holding the shovel like this, and I hit that expansion crack, and guess what? I took one to the crotch that stopped me in my tracks. So you don't have to go through that. Let me show you a simple trick that will avoid the expansion crack stop. Just hold the shovel slightly at an angle so that it doesn't go perpendicular to the sidewalk 90 degrees, but it's just off like 85, 75 degrees. And then when you hit those seams, those expansion cracks in the sidewalk, it doesn't hang up on the blade. That can save you a painful punch to the crotch. That little tip is worth watching this whole video. If what you're shoveling is really frozen and packed, then sometimes it's a good idea to have a metal square-nosed shovel that you can get underneath that with. Alright, stepsons, and everyone watching this video, 3 things to remember when you're shoveling snow. Plan where you're going to put the snow, minimize how far you have to push the snow, and when you're pushing on the sidewalk, keep your shovel at a slightly off 90-degree angle so you don't hit the expansion cracks and have sudden stops. Remember, this channel is for young men growing up without a dad. If that's you, then I hope you'll subscribe. If you're getting some value out of this video, then I hope you'll give it a like. And if you know someone that could benefit from watching this, share it with them. Always remember, you've got a dad that loves you, and I will see you on the next video.